You ever try to make fried rice at home and it just doesn't come out like the Chinese restaurant? I'm going to show you how to do it. It tastes better than a Chinese restaurant. Okay. So what I did was a couple days ago I ordered myself some Chinese food and I purposefully ordered some extra white rice. Cold fried rice is going to be one of your keys to making the best fried rice. You want to start off with cold rice. Part of the reason that the rice doesn't really kind of come out in a good way is if you make rice that's still warm and you start cooking that, the starches haven't had a chance to seal in the rice, and that's why you get sticky rice that doesn't really quite resemble the fried rice that you get in a Chinese restaurant. I've taken this beautiful platter, went right into my vegetables that I've already prepared, and I took a handful of this, a handful of that, and this is what I'm using. I've got a little garlic, some cabbage, some red and white onions, some julienne carrots, some green onions, some red bell peppers, and some cilantro. I'm going to use the cilantro in two ways. I'm going to add it into some of the sauteed vegetables, and I'm going to top it off for a little bit of brightness at the end. This is really simple. I don't want you to be scared of this, and it's easy, it's quick, it goes really fast, and here's what I want you to do. If you're lucky enough to have a friend like I have, Celine, and for those of you who follow my blog, this is the wok. This thing is hot. I've got this on the oven, or on the stove right now, and I've had these flaming. The way to check is you hold your hand over, and if you feel the heat coming on, your wok is ready. Or you could add a drop or two of water, and that should sizzle. You know your wok is ready. All right, here's what I want you to do. Let this water burn out real quick. You've got a hot wok here. I want you to put a little bit of peanut oil. Actually, a lot of peanut oil. Look at that. A lot of peanut oil there. The problem I used to always have with my fried rice is that I always put all the ingredients in the pan and then added my eggs into it, and that made a whole mushy thing, and I didn't have all those great textures from the fried rice the way that I'm used to, like in the Chinese restaurant. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to crack some eggs and get them room temperature. Throw this hot oil. You're almost going to deep fry these eggs. So lightly whisk these up. Put this in this hot oil. Let those sit. Look, these eggs are bubbling. That's what you want. Okay? You want to let this get a crust. And then get in here. I want you to see this. Take these chopsticks and flip it. Look at how fluffy these are. See? Stir those around. Let those do their thing. You want this great fluffiness. Okay? What you're going to do with this fried rice is you're going to cook every ingredient singly, separately, one at a time. That's how and then you're going to add them all together. You're going to get this great fried rice, I guarantee it. Alright, so look at these eggs. They're nice and fluffy. You're going to just pour those out, and this goes fast. Okay, so both these woks are flaming hot. I'm going to put a little peanut oil in both of these, a little bit more in here, and this goes really fast, like I said. Now, of course, you're not going to probably have two woks like I do, but whatever. You use one wok, it'll take you just a little bit longer, and this is how it goes. I'm going to throw the cabbage in one. I'm going to throw the onions and the garlic in another. The thing with wok cooking is you want to go really fast. Hot wok. If you have a burner that doesn't get hot enough, what I want you to do is turn your oven on to 400 degrees. Throw your wok in there for about 10-15 minutes, get it nice and hot. Most of these commercial plastic handles can take the heat. You want to check your manufacturer's directions on the cookware that you use. So check it out. This cabbage is done. I'm going to put that on the plate. Back on my hot burner. Put a little bit of oil in here. On to the next ingredient. I'm going to do my carrots. Carrots are going to take a little bit longer to cook, and that's okay. And in the carrots, I'm just going to throw a little pinch of the cilantro. Swoop over. I got a little bit more garlic left on the plate. I'm going to throw those in the carrots. It doesn't really matter. What's really important is I want you to, each vegetable, as you throw it into the pot, I want you to salt each vegetable. That's going to preserve the color, keep the freshness. The carrots are going to taste like carrots. The onions are going to taste like onions. The cabbage is going to taste like cabbage. And that's one of the great reasons to do it this way. So, these onions look done to me. Onions on the tray. A little bit more oil in this pan. Toss these up. Carrots are done. That cilantro smells great. I'm going to throw my green onions and my bell peppers in because they'll cook about the same time. Again, I'm going to take another little handful of the cilantro with that. I'm going to add another layer of flavor to the peppers as well. A little bit more salt. I'm actually using roasted Szechuan pepper salt. I get that from Penzeys. They have the perfect blend. Go online if you don't have a Penzeys near you. Now remember, you want these vegetables to all retain their own amount of crispness. Of course, if you want your vegetables cooked a little more, whatever, go ahead and do that. But keep them bright, keep them fresh. That's what makes a great fried rice. So, I haven't even wiped these pans out yet. They're still flaming hot, and that's how we want them. And we're going to just finish off the dish with the rice. So I'm going to put a little bit more peanut oil in these pans. I like to use these Teen chilies. They're dried Asian chilies. Get a throw in the hot oil. I don't want a really spicy fried rice, but I want a little zip in there. So I'm going to just kind of brown these chilies off in this hot oil. Take a minute or two. The longer you let the chili cook, the more heat you're going to get in your rice. That's fine. Alright, so these chilies have been nice and toasted. I'm going to scoop these out. And this oil is going to be nice and flavored. So, in goes my cold rice. That sizzle, you want to hear that. I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to take a little bit of a break. I got a whiff of those chilies and it just took my breath away for a moment. I've been coughing. I got some more, I think I might be okay. We'll try it. Alright, so what I also did when I was ordering my Chinese food is I actually bought a little bit more boneless spare ribs is what my local Chinese restaurant calls this great pork. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this out. As you can hear the rice sizzling away in the background. And I'm just going to really coarsely chop this. This is going to be the meat in the fried rice. It's already cooked, so I'm just going to throw it in for a second. Alright, it's starting to get a nice little sear on it. Keep them in. Go ahead and start pouring a little while you got this moving. Until you get the color you want. You just want to get a nice light coating on most of the rice. You don't have to get every kernel, every grain of rice. It's not going to be the end of the world. Get this pork in here real quick. Toss this around. So I've added the pork and I'm going to put these vegetables right back into here. Make sure you have it warm enough. Egg and all. Alright. I'm going to kind of break this egg up a little bit. Alright, here you go. Ready? Oh. Sorry. So I'm going to just garnish this with a little fresh cilantro. So there you go. Less than 20 minutes, fried rice.